Gene, what is going on, brother? Hey, appreciate you reaching out to me through Facebook, man. And it's Nick O'Neill here, by the way. And so, yeah, I got this video here. I know you don't have a website up, or if you do, I tried clicking on it and it wasn't working at the moment. But I'm going to use your top competitor, which is epoxybocaraton.com. And I'm going to use them as an example for you so you have the roadmap for exactly what it is that we need to do. So this video is going to have 3 points, and that's going to be content, backlinks, and citations. And then I'll show you the opportunity of taking these steps for your business, and I'm going to go a little bit further into what you need to do, and a little bit further into what you need to do for your business. So let's jump right into it. So first things first is content, and generally Google likes to see 1,500 to 2,000 words. Now that's depending on competition and number of keywords needed. If you're asking what a keyword is, Gene, a keyword is anything someone might type into Google when they're looking for a particular service or product. So in your content, you can place keywords throughout to tell Google exactly what terms you want your website found for. So when you do get a website up and running, you're going to want to have, first of all, 1,500, 2,000 words. And then you're going to want to be able to put those keywords in there. So those keywords would be something like epoxy flooring, Boca Raton, or, let's see, stained concrete, Boca Raton, polished concrete, Boca Raton. It doesn't matter, right? Service plus city, and that would be the keyword. Let's go in here, and I got your top competitor in a word counter, and we'll see that they're at 1,200 words basically. So you're not going to want to even out with them. You're going to want to do better again and put 1,500 words up there at least for two reasons. Number one, Google doesn't consider your website an authoritative figure until you hit that 1,500 mark, so they're not going to crawl it and get you in front of those customers like you need to. And number two is you don't want to miss out on putting any keywords into that home page and that content, because each keyword is going to be, it could be hundreds, could be, a couple hundred different potential customers that would visit your website. Now I got my tool Airs here. It's a tool I use and pay for monthly. It gives me in-depth data on competitors' websites and websites in general. There are free tools out there that you can use, but nonetheless, this is what I go with. To give you some more idea of those keywords, let's take a look at what your top competitor has going on. So these are the keywords right here, and this would be a good one for your homepage, right? Epoxy flooring, Boca Raton, Florida. We see that 50 people are searching that a month, and then this number is keyword difficulty. So that's on a scale of 0 to 100. With the lower that it is, the easier and faster that you're going to rank for it organically. And when I say rank for it organically, that means right here. This is the amount of traffic they're getting into their website alone just for that. And this is their position on Google organically right here again, right? So those are the keywords. Let's go on to the second point that I have for you, and that's going to be a backlink. So once you get that website up and you got that first point down, you're going to want to get backlinks to it. And a backlink is anywhere you find one website linking to another, or in this case, it's going to be one website linking back to your website when you get it up. And so these links, they act like an endorsement of your website from others, which Google basically uses this to build trust in your business and your website by seeing other websites vouch for yours. The best example that I can give of this is it's literally like a popularity contest where the person with the most websites pointing back to theirs is winning that quote unquote popularity contest, right? And so if we go in here into my tool Airs, we see that Epoxy Boca Raton has 611 backlinks going to their page and only 23 websites pointing back to their page. That's very spammy. They've got this many backlinks. They should be in the hundreds for referring domains. So Google doesn't look too highly upon that. And they're not doing too good of a job of it, honestly. But the idea is, right, if it works for them, then it'll work for you. And we can go in and see exactly what websites they have pointing back to their page. And so these would be those websites. I do want to point out that not all links are created equal, so it is worth noting to stay relevant to your industry, and local websites will work best. To further that point, this number right here is domain rating. And what this basically is on a scale of 0 to 100, the higher this number is right here, the more power that Google is putting on this website pointing back to your page. And the more power that this has linking back to your website, the more power your website is going to get, and the quicker you're going to rank for those keywords that I showed you. So stay in the high DRs. You don't want none of these right here, right? Nothing below 20 if you can help it. On to that last point that I have for you, that's going to be a citation, Gene. And so I know you may not have a Google page up that I can see right now, at least. Let's take a look just to double check. Yeah, I couldn't find one for you, but if you don't have one up, you're going to want to get one up, and you're going to understand why after I explain this. So, a citation is anywhere your business name, address, and phone number is exactly as it's shown right here on this Google business profile. And so these citations, they help you rank in this map pack here, which is extremely important for local businesses since they do generate huge amounts of revenue. For an example, right, if someone put in epoxy coatings, Boca Raton, Florida, you're going to want to be in that top 3 section right here. Nobody goes to, page 2 or 3 and looks for those businesses. Think of it like this. If you put in, restaurants near me, normally you don't go to the second or third page for those restaurants. The first ones that you see pop up, they've got good reviews. You're normally going to check those out and want to go get food from their place. Same applies for your business right here. You want to be in that top 3. And so these citations, they are included in directories like Yelp, Angie's, Expertise, BBB, and there's hundreds of others I'm sure you may have heard of. Social media accounts are great as well. For an example, on your Facebook business page that you have when you do get that website up, right? On that Facebook business page, you would want to put your business name, address, and phone number exactly as it's shown on your Google business profile right here on that Facebook business page, and Google would see that and count that as one citation. So then you have Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. The list goes on and on and on, right? And the idea is that your brand begins to be found by Google all over the internet. So the larger your online presence is, the more Google trusts you. And once Google starts to see you more often than these cats right here, then of course the quicker they're going to rank you above them. Now, let's just recap real quick. Once you get that content up, once you get a website at first, and then you get that content, and then you get those keywords in there that I gave you, examples of. Next, you want to get those backlinks up, and once you're starting to win that quote-unquote popularity contest, and then last but not least, you've got that Google business profile up, and you're starting to get those citations and those reviews in. Let's take a look at why that's going to be so profitable for you and your business. Now, even with epoxybacaraton.com, the top competition, right? Even with these cats right here, we see that they're getting 14 people to their website with doing a pretty crappy job of those 3 points alone that I talked about. They're only getting 14 people into the website, but as you see, there's a lot more volume that they should be raking in if they were ranking for it and doing the rankings the right way. But let's say that you had, 50 people coming to your website, and then of those 50, let's say that 20 picked up the phone and said, Gene, I need my epoxy concreted. I need my concrete epoxied. And you're like, okay, cool. And so then you close even half of those out, and that's 10 new jobs a month. And that's on the very, very low end of it. That's 10 new jobs a month based off of those 3 points alone that we were talking about. I don't know what the profit margins are for you right now, but I would imagine that would be, tremendously helpful. Now, I'm going to go into a little bit further details of what I suggest for you. And that's when you get a website up, right? You're very close to Miami. You're close to all these other, Pompano Beach, Hollywood, Miami, West Palm Beaches, all of that. You're close to all of those, so you should definitely be able to create different pages to start ranking for these different areas and get in front of people. Fort Lauderdale, right? And so you should be seeing, in the hundreds of people visiting your webpage, and you should be getting booked out, you should be booked out for months ahead if you do these things right within months, you know what I mean? Within, 3 to 6 months. Very, very doable if you do it right. But yeah, anyways, I digress. That's just my input for your business and what you can do in your area right now. But that is what I do for a living, Gene. And, of course, making this video here to start helping you generating more leads online and for the business. If you do find yourself wanting more to continue scaling the business, man, feel free to reach out. I can help you with some more information, or we can talk about the goals of the business, and I could do some research and see what could be realistic for your business and what it might take to reach those goals. I just asked for one line of feedback, and, I do hope that this video helped a lot, as it should. The information here is very valuable. Again, it's Nick O'Neill. Feel free to reach out. My door is always open, brother, and hope you have a great evening.